I've done 4 contracts with Wicked, and I think like my second one on the road when I was playing Elphaba full time for the first time, I crashed so hard afterwards because I was like, if I'm not doing this, who am I? If I'm like, if I'm not playing her, nobody cares about me anymore. Mm-hmm. And like, I'm all of a sudden completely irrelevant. And that was so not true. You know what I mean? But I really made myself believe that because of how much of my identity I put into that. And so I had to sort of like go back to the Venn diagram and be like, okay, who am I? And how do I relate to the world and not just my job? And how can I like make that as strong as possible so that like this time leaving the show, I don't even miss it. You know what I mean? And I feel like people are excited to see me doing other things, not just that one thing I did. You know what I mean? And everyone keeps telling me like, we can't wait to see what's next. You know, and that is different than we really miss you. We wish you were back at the Gershwin, you know? And so I think it really helped me. And it's so hard for actors because our whole life, everyone is, especially Broadway, our whole life, everyone tells us you can't do it. Everyone's like, you'll never make it. The market's so oversaturated. Nobody wants to hire someone like you. You're not good enough. There are 1,000 people in the city who are better than you. Like, I remember going to calls where I had to be there at like 4:00 in the morning and wait outside in the freezing cold and like this gigantic line to try to get a job. And that's still happening. There's so many actors in New York City. And so when we do book, it's like we did it and our family is excited. Our friends are excited. Your grandmom's telling everyone, you know what I mean? And so it can be hard to like untangle yourself from the value of that.
So is that what did it? Because I'm listening to you talk. I'm like, you had the Venn diagram. You lost the target, the bullseye of what your dad taught you, and at some point you lost it, and you had to tap back and get it. Was it getting into the competitive market and people not telling you that you couldn't do it? What I'm getting at is this like the negative ego that got you lost?
Maybe, yeah, for sure, because it's the ego that tells you that you're not good enough and that nobody cares about you, and that like. And nothing you did mattered, and it wasn't. I think that made me, that ego switched because I was out of balance. My Venn diagram was out of balance, right? My mom, mind, body, spirit, they were all out, like body was big, spirit was really, really small. Like it was not all together. And so once I locked back in, that ego that was telling me like, you weren't good enough, switch to, I want to be one of the best. You know what I mean? How can I work to be one of the best instead?